Hi, my name is Gary Johnston, and I'm a teacher here at Korea International School. And what I want to show you how to do today is how to grade open-ended responses with the Flubaroo add-on in the Google add-on store. And so I have here a quiz I've created on a Google form. And before, standardization was really easy if you had like multiple choice and check boxes, but I really want my students to show their answer just in more depth than this. So I have a couple of essay sections where they actually have to do some writing. Now, if you've never used Flubaroo, you go here to the add-ons and you say get add-ons. You're just going to search something called Flubaroo. And once that's there, you'll then launch it. I've already installed it here on this, but I'll show you how to do it again. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to regrade the assignment. This right here is a spreadsheet of all your responses. I'm just going to go over here to questions 6 and 7. There's a couple of essay questions here and here. And so this is what I want to actually evaluate them through. And I've taken the quiz first to see my responses right here. But I'm going to walk you through how to do this process here. So I'm going to click regrade my assignment. And the first thing it'll say is it will replace your existing grades. The cool thing about also grading with open-ended responses is that if you assess students on some questions, if you regrade it, those evaluations will not be gone. So first thing, I'm going to identify the student here. There's some other questions like what's your email, what's your teacher. I'm actually going to skip the grading on. Now the two questions that I'm going to do open-ended responses are for this one right here. So like write a short essay, and you can make that a certain number of points. I'm making mine 3, and make sure that you also indicate here grade by hand. So that'll come up in a second. Also, question 8 is going to be a short essay response. I'm going to give 3 questions for that. And this also is here, so grade by hand. So if you guys have used Flubaroo before, what it'll do is it'll say what's the answer key and who's this student submission, which will be used as the answer key. This applies to your multiple choice and to your select response answers. But then you go back manually and you'll do actually the essay questions here in depth. So it just takes a few seconds, say Flubaroo grading your assignment. And then it makes this new tab here on the bottom for grades. And so the grades tab is right here at the bottom and it says complete. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to close this and I'm going to go to the add-ons and I'm going to go to Flubaroo and I'm going to go over here. Instead of hitting regrade, I'm going to go here and hit grade questions by hand. And what I'm going to do is go in there and it's going to like the questions that have been indicated that have been already indicated that they've been graded by hand will say this, like so for example, question number 6 says write a short essay, and it'll say right here what the student has done. Now, I've actually already graded some of these, and you'll see that for some students that didn't have enough depth, I maybe put off a little bit of notes for them here. So I'm just going to toggle through a few of my first few students that I've done this for on this sheet. And you can see I've already entered some points and maybe a little bit of descriptive feedback to help them here. And this is the last one. So here, this is the student here, Sobin, and she has a kind of a little response here. And there's really good depth and support, and I'll say 3. And so I'll set grade, and once that sets, it'll over here you see on the column here on number 6, it'll then put that in there. And once that's in there, I don't have to go back and do it again. Even if I regrade the assignment, I'm not going to have to do all these students again. So if you want to do like one class at a time until you've done these multiple, these essay responses, and then when they've all been assessed, then you can send the grades out. So, this also here looks like there's some really good support, and I'm going to say set grade. So after you do that, all the numbers will pop in here. That'll automatically tabulate into their score. And this is how to grade open-ended responses with Flubaroo. It's very, very easy. It's a new feature, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks a lot.